Hi Libra, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. It's Veroosh and this is your reading for the rest of 2021. It's a Lenormand reading and members get to see it first on June 19th, 2021. Yep. And so, hi Libra, so this is for you guys. I choose the order at random and I'm looking at your astrology a bit here. You're definitely coming out of your shell. It's going to be a couple-year process as things come to the surface for you, but everything you've been working on until now is going to emerge over the next couple years. So if you feel as though you've been withdrawn for some time, it does look as though there's been a big pattern of withdrawal or taking a step back, but now you are on the cycle of emergence. In fact, the North Node is in the upper part of your chart, as is the Sun at the time of filming. So this is probably your most active part of the year. Let's take a look at some oracle cards first. So we have this, I love this card, it's Union. I do 5 cards like this. Slowing down, number 84. Maybe the numbers are significant for you in some way. Thought, number 47 in the center. And goodness, number 26. And then, oh, we have transformation, another one of my favorite cards. Let's see. Focus. Focus. Show them the snake. Okay. All right. There's a positive change in relationships that's coming up for you. And I'm not surprised because Saturn is in your 5th house. So Saturn in the 5th house is really good at working through relationships. We talk about it as being a stringent and, kind of demanding or tough transit, but it's actually a pretty good one as well. I'll show you in the charts right here. So if you're a Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, Venus, Mars, it all applies to you. It's working through on improving your relationships. This year, Jupiter will be in your 5th house as well. So if you're single, that's a really good transit for meeting somebody. Then in 2022, Jupiter will enter into Pisces and spend about half of the year there, whereupon it'll move into Aries. And that's going to be really great for you, Libra. So relationships that may start now when Jupiter re-enters Aquarius, I think at the end of July 28th, and will stay there until the end of the year, December, when it enters into Pisces. So this 5th house transit is really, really good for you in terms of relationships. So I'm not surprised that you got the cards that you do. I have a feeling as though there's a situation involving a couple, possibly, or 2 people kind of working things through. It seems as though there's been a slowdown in the relationship, that people have taken a step back, which has given the opportunity to think and kind of respond or think things through a little bit more clearly. This is leading to a positive transformation. So if you're waiting on someone to make that change around you, I think it's very likely that they will be making the change in the rest of the year. So far, it's been a lot of relationship conversations, difficult conversations, a lot of confrontations about things. I think that happened because of resistance. So somebody was experiencing resistance, unwilling to change, and now they are moving forward in a new direction because they've taken the time to listen and think. And maybe it wasn't by choice that there was a separation, right? That there was a slowdown doesn't mean a full separation, but the intensity of the relationship slowed down. This had happened, which caused a good opportunity to rethink things through, which led to a positive transformation, and that transformation will continue into 2022. As I said, look forward to the end of 2022 and 2023 for significant improvements in terms of partnerships and like the more serious types of relationships, but it's all starting now. So congratulations, Libra, that's a really good energy. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Lenormand. I haven't done Lenormand in years, so I'm excited to do this for you guys. And this is my deck. It's not published, but I might publish it depending. Okay, so let's begin. So we have the Lily, which is number 30. We'll do 3 rows of 7 cards. We have the Harmony card. Harmony. Okay. And then we have the Key. It's a really special card. And then we have the Whip. Now, just to remind you, you guys may not know, but some of my cards have specific meanings. So the Harmony card is a yin and a yang energy, just harmonizing the feminine and masculine. They're extra cards that I use. Then we have the Clover. And then we have the Woman. All right? Woman. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I have a feeling as though somebody's going to step out of their space, their personal space, because there will be a push in a situation. So somebody's going to be challenged, specifically a woman will be challenged to go a different direction that's going to prove incredibly lucky. I have a feeling as though there's a great harmony that's evolving between you and someone who's older in your life at this time. This person is giving you new opportunities through the end of the year. The outside situation really feels as though, hold on, I pulled one, we have one more card, Flowers. Okay, 7 cards, Veroosh, 7, not 6. I knew I was going to mess up on the first one. That's okay. It doesn't change anything that I've said. Okay, so someone, but it does change. Now I understand, because the Whip wasn't really fitting well for me. Now I see. So the Whip says that somebody, you or you have been in a tough situation that has kind of put your back a bit up against the wall and has forced your hand to go a different direction. And I think you're probably under that path now, Libra. And so you have already begun a very prosperous relationship or connection with someone who's older. That's not necessarily a romantic relationship, but it is a connection with someone who's bringing great balance into your life. This person is giving you opportunities. They're opening the door to a new direction, something that you may not be able to reach by yourself. And this is all it's all built around the fact that there was something that was incredibly restrictive and kind of you were penalized within a situation. There was a massive power imbalance between you and someone else. And so you have allowed yourself to go in this new direction already. And out of the consequences of this, really good luck is coming into your life. I have a feeling where you're going is a place of great appreciation. So you will be appreciated and you will be welcomed, and people will really want you to be present, or they will desire you, and the company that you will be around will be incredibly supportive. Let's see the next message. So we have the Book, okay? Then we have the Moon, all right? Then we have the Snake. Yeah, so it seems as though somebody lied to you in the past and that led you into this difficult situation, birds. It could be a contract, or it could be somebody promised you a good situation and it turned out not to be a good one, the Ring. And then we have Fish. Okay. And then we have the Hand. This is another one of my bonus cards. All right. So, okay. So let's take a look at this row by itself, and then I'll tie it in all together. I have a feeling that right when you were in a vulnerable place, so you were in a new space, vulnerable, straight out of school, or some kind of having just learned something or having just gotten your feet wet into something, you had begun an interaction with someone who had malevolent intentions. Now, I'm also picking up on the fact that they may not be self-aware, which means that someone compromised you by virtue of who they are. So they were that type of person who is not self-reflective and gets other people in trouble and pulls other people in bad situations. And if you confront them about it, they're never going to realize it. It's not even the fact that they're denying that to you. It's the fact that they are literally lying to themselves, and they are not able to recognize their lies, their deception. And I have a feeling that for those of you, I'm picking up on the fact, those of you who are single, there's a lot of rumors about you becoming single. So you're fresh on the market, or maybe in a few months ago, and there's a lot of rumors that are going around about you that you are single. And people are like noticing the fact that you're single. Like people are, saying, and out of that, there will be a lot of interest. So I feel as though for those of you specifically who are straight out of a relationship, I feel as though like you have lived with a lesser energy for quite some time. You have lived with, maybe somebody who didn't appreciate you, or there was just some lack of presence there, and you may have even forgotten at the value of who you are. You may have completely forgotten exactly like how like attractive you are, or how desirable you are. So you're going to learn about that very soon. And the person who you're going to end up with, this is, remember, for the end of the year, there's going to be people that come in who offer you great protection on an emotional level or spiritual level. Like you will feel protected and nurtured by others. And specifically around your workplace, it's just such a positive energy of support and compassion around you. Until now, it was very threatening. There was people who you couldn't trust. There was people who had duplicitous intentions. But I think that someone came already in who was a positive nature, supportive nature, to help you in this new direction, a positive, to nurture you, to take care of you in a positive direction. Then we have the Stork card, which is not my card, but then we have the Sun. I have these additions, as I said. Then we have the Fox. Okay. And then we have the House. And then we have the Letter. Communications. And then we have the Anchor. Okay. And then we have the Garden. All right. So let's take a look at this, shall we? All right. So that's it for our cards for this end of the year. I'll read everything together in a moment. Okay. So I have a feeling that you had continual people who had introduced problems into your situation. This Fox is extremely cunning. They're trying to take you off of your direction that you're meant to go, and promising you a lot of wonderful things. But I have a feeling that you have, from the get-go, you were protected, but you were so near danger, be it like connected with the wrong people or in the wrong way. Somebody was preying on your innocence. Somebody was preying on your just inability to recognize, inability to recognize the full scope of the situation you were in. It's almost like that, Mean Girls scenario where the girl enters the high school for the first time and she doesn't know who's who, and so evil people latch onto her for evil reasons. And so you didn't understand. That's where you're kind of being naive or ignorant is, because you didn't know the whole scope of the situation. I also feel as though you have a great ability or great amount of knowledge about something, but I think that maybe other people have other ways of employing that, and they see you as a target. They see you as someone they can benefit from. So this will be carrying forward to the end of the year. So cherish your information, cherish the things that you know, and cherish them moving forward. Remember, you are in a gossipy environment even in the future, and even though the gossip is in your favor in this direction, it's out of your hands, right? And so it's important for you to recognize that at some point this gossip can flip, the switch can flip and can be against you or can turn sour. So it's nice that it's in your favor at this time, but you want to keep a low profile through the end of the year because you're still getting away. Look at these people, Snake and Fox, like you're around sneaky people, shady people, or you have been, and I think you're getting past them, but it's tied up in these situations. I have a feeling as though you'll be invited to somewhere really special in the upcoming months. It will be a letter will come to your home. I think it's going to be like a formal invitation. And you're going to establish yourself with something of great value. So the garden represents not only a physical garden, but like if it's a job that you really want or a company you've really wanted to work with, they're on the radar. So they're coming in for you with that. Okay, so the most magical person in your life right now is an older person. I can't stress that enough. There's someone older around you with an older spirit who is incredibly caring and nurturing. So if you're wondering who this person is, why this person's here, like you know who they are and you're wondering their intentions, they're so positive and so good. Okay, and I think that for a while now you've known that good energy is coming your way. I think that maybe around masculine energy it's been somewhat problematic. You may have even seen men take away from you, away from your energy, or try to hold you back, hold you down. So be careful around specifically men. I feel as though, I'm not saying like stay away from love or anything like that, but be very cautious around men through the end of the year, because they may not want the best for you, or they may mansplain things. This is a word I find myself using all the time. So like mansplain, or like try to be overbearing towards you. It's kind of like a ego thing. Just stay out of that nonsense. And I do think that that's a bigger thing for all of us to deal with. Like I said, I find myself using that word a lot, and you may find yourself, you know, kind of being around that a lot. So recognize it and stay away from it. There's sometimes I call it screaming at the ocean, when you feel like you're trying to change a situation that has a roar, you know, like the open ocean. And so sometimes you have to recognize that you're up against a force that is greater in you, and for the time being you can't scream at it. It's not going to go away, so it's better for you to choose a different path. And then we have the clover and the woman and the flowers. Okay, I feel as though like a family sister energy is very strong for you through the end of the year. I also feel as though your community is incredibly, like the force of the community is just increasing. The sun is right now at the time of reading in Cancer, but right through the end of the year, it's going to be a big focus for you. Career, yes, because the sun's in the 10th house, but I'm thinking more like community and friendship, and those things have been established. I think when Mercury enters Cancer next month, that is going to bring a lot more conversation about where you stand with things, especially around work. So look out for that. The big central feature of your next 6 months is work. And so I think that there's going to be a push forward, and I think that there's going to be agreements between you and others that will take you places in work. So these are exciting things that are in your future for the next little while, for the next 6 months or so. I really feel as though you're going in good places. Let me see. You're the first one I'm reading, so bear with me. Okay, so yeah, your knowledge is your cornerstone. This is what, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have special knowledge about something that you're supposed to rely on. And trust your instincts, for goodness sake. Like, trust your instincts about people. The fact that you had a bad situation with bad people is actually conversely leading you in good directions. So, you know, it's either, they have problems with other people and the word gets out, or the fact they in themselves were a problem, but the consequences of that, maybe that was a wake-up call, maybe that was some lesson learned, maybe it wasn't a catastrophe, but rather some kind of different direction. So it's actually a positive thing. And I would say be very careful of who you say what to. Very quiet, especially through Virgo season, which is August through September. no gossip. Don't gossip. Partnerships or stable relationships continue in the same way as they were going. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a change at work. And I feel as though allow your relationships to grow and develop. I think that I've seen this for you guys a while ago, like as far back as 2018, there was like a lapse in social relationships. There was this like vacuous space, and at the time I was being very hopeful and telling you it's coming, but maybe it's taken this long to get here, and it's still taking time to establish. A good relationship takes years to establish, so be patient with that. The desire to go in a different direction is not necessarily your best bet. Now, there's two different types of directions. You've already been rerouted towards something that's beginning, but the desire to switch and change things up, keep going and evading things is not the energy. Let's see. Yeah, so promises, like golden promises, promising you the world, are also not the energy that you're meant to embrace. And in fact, then you have to learn from the people who have been manipulative around you and take that energy in a good direction. So you have learned from the people who manipulated you. That doesn't mean you become manipulative, but you learn from that experience to avoid such situations in the future. This is a very big cornerstone of what you're meant to do. You've become smarter and wiser, and now you're being very selective about where your energy is being placed and follow through with that. So I have these dice before we finish up. And then let's just take a look. So I have two signs that are important to you, because maybe this is just two confirmations. So we have Gemini and we have Cancer, actually. So Gemini and Cancer are going to be important for you for the rest of the year. And then we have Venus in the second house. So money, again, a confirmation of money and financial success. Unexpected. Think outside the box in terms of money, Libra. I feel like, was it Mars or Venus? Because I thought I was holding up, there she is. And then the dice rolled over. Okay. And then the second house of money. So I think that you're really setting something up good for yourself. And even though other people are there with you, you're sort of the star of the show, and make sure you protect it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real, and I'll be back with more readings soon. Take care. Bye.